Today, I'm going to show you how to shoot through walls, jump over spikes with 2-time, backstab killers through walls, parry 1x mass infection for 0 damage, abuse Void Rush's hitbox through walls, and many more techs, like being able to backstab through entire buildings. Yo, what's up guys, it's me, Kill, and today I'm going to show you 23 tips that I guarantee you did not know about at all. At least 5 of them, that is. Now, I'm telling you, just a fair warning, you gotta gatekeep some of these, because at least 5 of these tips too are a little too broken, like jumping over spikes, or let's say shooting through walls, or backstabbing through buildings. It's a little broken, I'm not gonna lie. These tips are very, very OP. Some of them are just a little niche. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you now. Alright, for our first tip, some of you might know, some of you might not, but you can actually shoot through walls now with chance. And no, it's not just small walls or short walls. You can shoot through any wall, as solid as possible. It could be anything, really. Just as long as your gun can reach, you can shoot them. This swamp loop on Ultimate Assassin's Grounds is actually really good and underrated. Basically, what you want to do is you want to run through the swamp and then walk once you're out of it to get rid of the slowness. It's really hard for killers to counter it, and not a lot of killers are used to it. In fact, a lot of them play it really badly. On glass houses, if you look at this window on this loop, you can actually hit through it with any character you want. It's actually really good because a lot of people don't expect it. You can sneak in some really good hits. It's especially good on John Doe. If you time your 007 clone, you can actually use it and the killer will kill it instead of you. This only works when you're low. You can actually reactively parry 1x, John Doe, and Noli in that order from hardest to easiest. Now what I mean by reactive one is you can actually on low ping look at their animation and block, so you can always hit your blocks. It's extremely good, especially on Noli, because it is but easy to hit on Noli even on high ping.
Do you actually? Are you kidding? Do you actually think you could?
Cool Kids minions can be separated on special maps in order to put one, say, higher or lower, or behind the wall. This is an example of putting minions higher or lower. Here's an example of putting minions through walls in order to cut off survivors. It's actually really good. Depending on your mouse position and when minions spawn, you can either spawn both of them on the left side of your character or the right side or anywhere. You can also do stuff like this where you can summon both your minions behind a wall. 2 times right now extremely busted, and if you crouch stab and miss and hit a wall, you can actually get an extended hitbox and stun through the wall. Here's clips of it. To perform this tech, all you have to do is not be next to the wall, crouch, and then stab and miss and hit the wall. That's it. Or you could just, clip them through the wall. Probably the tech most of you have been waiting for, but actually, if you angle it just right and the spikes are right, you can use a crouch stab to go over John Doe spikes to prevent yourself from being trapped. This is very OP and can be very frustrating for good John Does. As new, when running into a digital footprint, you can actually use Bloxy Cola to negate the effect, cancelling the slowness and getting speed 1 in return. However, the corruption's still there. A tip that a lot of people don't know, but actually re-rolling on 1 coin or 3 coins doesn't really matter, and I think the difference is only 8%. As a Shiletsky player with low ping, you can actually get hit with the first part of Void Rush, then walk over to the killer and stun them. This also works with chance, and you only take 10 damage. If you get the perfect position with guest and block, you actually block the close-up variant of Mass Infection, doing no damage and getting a free parry off on 1x. On Ultimate Assassin's Grounds, you can charge through the swamp to only get slowness 2 at the end of your charge. This is very good as you can use it to loop, and it's actually really good for saving stamina. Usually when you charge, you get slowness 2 for 15 seconds. John Doe can actually parry. If hit with a stun and before getting stunned, you use a reveal or your spikes, when you get stunned you'll have the old passive. It gives you speed for a while, and it gives you more speed depending on the amount of sentinels, with a reduced stun time. On Noli, holding shift on the second part of Void Rush makes you go a lot faster, but it also extends your hitbox a lot farther. You can hit people through walls very easily with this, and it's insane. Elliot's passive is weird, in which it heals you more for every gen Elliot does. But Elliot doesn't actually have to complete the gen. He only has to do one piece of the gen and then someone else can complete it for him. As seen here, 3 people did a piece of the gen, then they did the last piece, but it doesn't matter. And the pizza every time heals a little bit more. On Horror Hotel, you can actually put a subspace in this little cubby in this room. Then, when a killer chases you and run past this, they'll get subspace. It's really good for confirming colas. I bet a lot of you don't know this one, and that is, if a guest charges into you from behind while you use Void Rush, it'll actually cancel your Void Rush for some reason, and the guest won't take any damage. This does not work if the guest charges in front of you, as it will just hit the guest and they'll waste your charge. Vesicar's Overheal can eat a lot of damage. It can even eat an entire mass infection and make it do no damage, despite the Overheal only being 20 health and not 35. If adjacent gashing wounds a player, once they're kicked down, you can actually zap this player when they're on the ground. It's a free way to get a zap and you can't miss. The Retro Chant skin is extremely pay to win, as the gun noise is very hard to hear. Here you can hear it, but with the chase theme, you cannot hear it at all. The Suspicious Man skin for 007 is actually really good for blending into walls because, well, he doesn't have a bright burger on his head and instead he has a dark hat. It's especially prevalent on this map. You could see in this room, you cannot really see him too well, especially if you're the killer. The Aztac tech still works on 2 time. When the killer is running at you, you just simply back up into them and stab. It usually always backstabs and still works. It's very OP, very busted, and hopefully it gets fixed. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe. Tell me what I should do next down below in the comments. And tell me your tips you have in the comments that were in this video. And let's see, I might even make a part 2 where I can demonstrate your tips. You can also just, tell me the tips in my general chat and at me on Discord. Hope you guys enjoy your day, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, y'all.